Hey all, so it's Naomi. So this is my final video of the series of why I think I'm autistic, and obviously last time I was on here we got our official diagnosis, so I just wanted to kind of go off that. I brought Emily with me because I took her in to see my psychiatrist today for the final appointment, to see how I'm coping afterwards. I've been recently going for a burnout, so I haven't really had time to do this video. I got my letter about, I don't know, three weeks ago, maybe longer than that, and I just haven't really done a follow-up. So this is kind of that. I also took my bear with me today, my big bear, little Angel Abby Cakes. I had her in my bag. I'm trying to be more unmasked and be more myself, and try not to thingy. I also took mooncake, but I don't know where I put my little mooncake now. So there's some, oh here they are. I also took mooncake because I like mooncake, so yeah. That's off my friend Tegan. This was off my ex, who is a really nice person, and yeah, she got me this a long time ago. I've had this for years now, and I bought this myself. This is Emily, of course. Anyway, so what have I learnt since being diagnosed? I guess everything I already knew, everything I suspected. That's kind of why I was here in the first place. It's kind of strange because I don't really know what to say really. What do I say? I'm kind of blank at the moment. First of all, I suppose I will start by saying happy birthday to Tegan. She's been like by herself for the last 2 weeks because her partner's had to go away, for reasons I'm not going to go into, but yeah, so she's been on her own, and he's unable to get back at the moment, so I've been wishing her happy birthday since the 30th, when her birthday actually was, and I've just been adding on a day each time, so today would be happy birthday plus 1 week and 4 days. I just want her to be happy and safe, and I know she's doing great, so she's doing the best she can, and I'm really proud of her, so I just want to give a shout out to my friend Tegan, who was the one who got me mooncake. So yeah, happy birthday to her. I also wanted to do a little mention of my friend Abby, who got me these little earrings, which is one of my favourite colours because it's kind of like my necklace, which is like blues and aquas, anything like bluey, aquary, watery colours. I kind of love that sort of stuff. So yeah, so thank you for them, Abby. I don't know really what to say really. So me and my partner have been going through couples counselling because I'm kind of like asexual, not really into the whole sex thing. My partner's kind of like a lot more sexual than that, and I think there's just like kind of a disconnect, so we've been getting couples counselling. But other than that, we're doing really well. We love each other and our relationship's really good. So yeah, I mean, what do you really say? It's hard, because like whenever I do these videos, I try to not cut them. I try to do them authentically as best as I can. My therapist or psychiatrist, the one who saw me today for my final appointment, the one who diagnosed me, said that she's really proud of me for being able to like take my toys or comfort items out with me and not be thingy. It's like I always wear these cat ears, and I get so many people meowing at me and barking at me and stuff like that. And it's the most strangest thing ever, because it's like, you would think, oh well, it's children do that. It's not just children, it's people from as young as, I don't know, 12 up until the age of like 45 or something like that. Like literally, like, it's a big variety of age groups who do it. And it is hard because it's like, well, how do I respond to that? So I tend to just smile, like, because I don't think they mean necessarily harm by it, but maybe they're taking the mick or something. I don't know. I feel like some of them are authentically just reaching out and being like, hey, that's cute, and other ones are just finding it unusual and taking the mick or something. So yeah, I don't really know how to feel about that, but I've been going through a lot of who am I recently, like what do I like, and one of the things I was really worried about was, do I only like Blythe dolls because my friend Tegan likes Blythe dolls? Am I mimicking her in the way that I see her, and I want to be more like her because I look to her and think she's inspiring as a person, so there's a lot about her I really like, and I think I like to be more like her. Um, but then when I ask myself, I really, really like life dolls. So it's hard to know what's me and what's what I like, and do I like because of someone else. Like I feel like all my life I've gone through like meeting people and stuff like that, and kind of like mimicking behaviors from what I've seen on TV or from what I've seen around people, and just kind of like how to be and stuff. And I guess it's part of masking and stuff and trying to fit into society. So I've been really struggling a lot recently with trying to fit in and be like everyone else, and leave these comfort items at home and dress more traditionally, like this cat dress. Anyone could wear it, but I suppose it's a bit more different, a bit more quirky, if you will. So I don't know. People wouldn't wear cat ears normally outside. I mean, they might, but it's not. It's less common. Um, so I've been battling the idea of just dressing more traditional to blend in, to fit more. But then I feel like, but I don't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like me. And I like my comfort items. They make me feel safe and secure, and I guess you could say they're part of the crutch. They're kind of like a new mask to itself, or maybe they're not. I don't know. But I just really like them. Um, I don't know. So I've been struggling a lot with like sensory issues. So like for instance, we had the tap run the other day because our water's kind of turned green. So apparently the Scottish water in the area has been changed the way they clean it and stuff, and there's like a slight green tint to it. And I thought, well, green. I googled it. Can be like corrosive copper pipes, but apparently they're saying it's just something that they use which gives it a green colour, and it's perfectly safe to drink. If you run it for so long, it will go away, or it can be caused by heavy rain, which we've had a lot of heavy rain recently. So that's also possible as well. So essentially, she asked us to just run the tap for 2 hours, but the sound of the tap hitting the sink, the noise. Actually, I don't even think it was to do with that, because I put a bowl underneath and it wasn't to do with it. I think it's just the sound the water makes coming through the tap. It's so loud, and I just felt so overwhelmed to the point where I had to put like earplugs in. But I don't like wearing earplugs. I've got like loop earplugs, but despite having them, I don't like wearing them because they hurt my ears. And they all come in different sizes. It doesn't matter what size it is. My ears are super sensitive. I don't like wearing headphones. As much as sometimes I'd rather wear headphones than not, because when I'm in a restaurant or something like that, it can be really loud. So I'll put headphones on so like I can block out the sound because of the noise of like the clattering of stuff. So, and the people's voices and stuff, like everyone talking when it's busy, it can be really overwhelming and very daunting. And I don't like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable to the point where I want to leave and go home. So I've been trying to do that. I also bought like a load of books, which I will pause this video and I will show you them. So give me a second, I'm going to pause here for now. Alright, and that's me back. So I'll start with the books that I bought. So the first one I bought was this one, Unmasking Autism, because I kind of want to learn to unmask it and be more myself, hence having the comfort toys and not really bothering or wearing more cutesy tops. Like this one's with like deers and all sorts of stuff really. So that was one of the ones I bought. And then I bought another one to kind of go along with it, which is the second one in the series, which is called Unmasking for Life. Sorry, it's hard to read the text backwards to me because the camera reverses it. So Unmasking for Life. And then I bought this one because I figured, you know what, things are so overwhelming and hard to understand stuff, and reading long text and stuff with being dyslexia, it can be very daunting to read all that stuff. So I bought this children's book, which is about autism, and that one's called Being Autistic. So yeah, and then I thought, you know what, I want the same one but by the same person, so I bought her official book, like, well, they're both official, but I bought her one to do with adults, so like the adult read. Oh, come back to the children's one. Look at the children's one, it's got like lots of pictures and stuff, explaining stuff, which I thought was really cool and cute. So a very cute way to learn about autism. So I thought that's definitely worth a look if you struggle to read, which I used to struggle a lot and still do to a certain degree because of my autism and also because of, I guess, my dyslexia. And then I bought this one, Women and Girls on the Autism Spectrum. I haven't read any of these yet. I've only started reading the first one that I bought. I do plan to go through them. I was speaking to my partner today and we said we might take like an hour each day out, like from 7 to 8 o'clock or from 8 to 9, or you get the idea, from 1 hour. and spend time just reading, like put an alarm on, and then when the alarm goes off we can stop reading, etc. That way we get into a routine of reading. And then I bought this one, which was recommended to me by the counsel, like the couple therapist. She already had that one, so I thought, why not? I saw this one on Facebook, so I thought, why not? I'll get it as well, because you can't have too many. I mean, you probably can. So I've got quite a lot of books that I need to go through. And this was recommended to me a very long time. This is not a book. This is cards. And they are basically therapy cards or therapist cards. And basically, if you just like pick a card out each day, it says, whatever you manage to do today will be enough. And it's like, got a picture of a cute dog. And like if I pick another one at random, this one says, every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. And it's got that picture of the cat on the front, kind of similar to the one on the box, I think. Yes, it is the same one as the box. And then we'll grab a third one just for good measure. It says, stay soft, the world may be cold, but you don't have to be. And it's got like a bear. So yeah, they're very, very cute. And I would highly recommend them. They're just good to have. Like if you're having a down day or you don't know how to feel about yourself, pull out a card, read it, and it's kind of like an affirmation to boost your mood and stuff. So I would definitely recommend them. And they come in a cute little box, like I said, so yeah. But yeah, what else has been happening? So another thing I've been struggling with is people sending me text messages, and I feel overwhelmed by them because there's just too many in one go, or the text is a lot to read, or I'm not feeling particularly up to talking and a lot of texts come through, or someone's struggling and I don't know how to help them because I'm struggling too at the time. And I've been struggling a lot recently, so yeah, it's been thinking. I've actually gone back on antidepressants because of how much I'm struggling, which I feel like has helped a little bit. It's kind of made me less care about things, but in a good way, like not overthinking things or not trying to let things get me down. So it's more helping with, I guess you could say, anxiety, which I guess they are that because it's duloxetine and they kind of help with anxiety and depression. So I guess it's more about the anxiety than the depression it's helping with. But I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. I'm still in burnout and I'm still struggling, but I figured I went to my appointment today. My appointment went really well. And honest to God, the woman is so lovely. The psychiatrist, she's amazing. And I know that there's like a phenomenon out there where people can be like, look to their psychiatrist as comforting or something like that. And I kind of look at her and I think, do you know what? She's the mother I wish I had. Does that make sense? As much as I love my own mum, I feel like she doesn't love me, and that's really difficult. And the psychiatrist is just so caring. And I know she's doing that because it's her job, but I just wish there was more people like her. So if she ever gets to watch this video, just know you're out there, and I really appreciate you, and I'm grateful for your help. And yeah, it's been really nice. I don't know what else to add. There's so much to talk about, but probably I don't know how to say it because I guess I'm just kind of rambling a little bit. With this being like the last of the episodes of this, because now obviously I've been diagnosed and I've got my letter and stuff. We talked over the letter to make sure it's all correct. They spelled my partner's name wrong, so I told her how to spell the name. So they're going to resend out a new letter with the name. They also said about masking and stuff, and they were going to add more notes on, like, not masking, sorry, suppressing, like, stimming, because I guess I told them that I didn't stim or whatever because I felt like, I don't know, at the time maybe it was a bit confused in what their questions were because I was so overwhelmed. There were so many questions on the day they were diagnosing me. I might have answered it wrong or whatever and said, I don't stim or whatever, but not in them words because no one used the word stim, but I do that a lot anyway, so I mean I'm technically doing it now without people noticing and kind of holding the doll for comfort. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is, so she's going to edit the notes to make sure that reflects everything and everything's correct. I've got to update my disability form and send that back, my review letter, to explain that I've now got a diagnosis of autism and how it affects my life. And she said, so have I done much since then? I've obviously met with number 6, which I think I talked about before, which is an organisation that runs to do with autism in the Borders and also in Edinburgh, mainly in Edinburgh. I met a guy called Anthony from there. I believe I mentioned it last time in the video. I can't remember, but if I didn't, then there you go. He was super nice, and when speaking to him, he's going to arrange for me to go down there at some point, although I need to arrange with him, should I say, because I haven't actually spoke to him. So yeah, she said it's normal for people to be overwhelmed and all their senses go off and stuff. Like my sense of smell, like certain smells just make me feel physically sick. Now they have in the past, but not to this extent. It just seems like I'm hyper focused on everything. So yeah, it's so strange how everything affects you, like sounds and stuff. Sounds feel louder, like I mentioned the tap earlier. The smell and stuff. I don't know. It's like, I think when you're in a burnout, everything feels amplified. I don't know if they are amplified or if it's just your perception of them. Or I mean, I suppose perception is reality, so therefore they are. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to add. I mean, I'm sure there is. There's probably lots to add, but I can't think of anything, if that makes any sense. I've got my books to read. She also mentioned a place called Swan, which is like Scottish women, something to do with autism. So, and they run like groups where you can talk to other people who've been diagnosed, run by people who are diagnosed. So it's an organisation run by autistic people for autistic people. So that's kind of good, and it's dedicated to women. And also they support non-binary people, which I thought was kind of cool. So it's very progressive in that sense, which was also nice. But I don't know. One thing they said they noticed was obviously my eye contact, which I really struggle with. Apparently I look either above, below, or over the shoulders quite a lot. But you don't really notice this stuff that on the letter that I can't remember because I haven't got the letter on me, and to be honest I can't be bothered to go and get it. It's in the living room, and yeah, I don't think it's really important. The point is, all the things I thought from the original videos is kind of true. I am autistic, so the chances are if you think you're autistic, the chances are you probably are, because people who aren't autistic wouldn't tend to think they are, if that makes any sense. And just to clarify, not everyone is on the spectrum. Everyone seems to think that, I mean, I'm guilty of it myself, that we're all on the spectrum. It's not true. Autism is a disability, so for instance, if you have a trait that's similar to one of the autistic traits, like, I don't know, you might struggle with eye contact or whatever, but you might not have all the other symptoms. You have to meet so much criteria, and also a matter of how it affects your life and how it impacts your life. So if you're not struggling with these things, but they're not impacting your life in any way, then the chances are you're not autistic. Does that make sense? So it's not like everyone's autistic or on the spectrum. They're just not. It's not so straightforward, and it's not like a straight line where there's like people are at one end of the line to the other end. It doesn't work that way. It's more like a circle, and you can go up and down all over that pie circle, whatever you want to call it. Different traits to different varieties and how severe each one affects you and whatnot. And that's why it's called a spectrum, because everyone on it's so different and everyone's unique in their own way. There's not two autistic people that are functionally identical. And I guess you could have twins that might be like identical twins. I don't know if that's a thing. I've never studied that. But I would imagine even they wouldn't be functionally identical, because despite them being physically the same in every aspect, they might be surrounded by different people, therefore influenced by different environments, which would then affect how things affect them individually. Or they might just be wired differently, slightly, despite them being functionally identical. I don't know. Never done any research on twins, so I couldn't say. But for the most part, what I'm saying is no two autistic people are the same. I'm not an expert or a psychiatrist or a therapist in any way, so don't take my word for that, but yeah, do your research yourself and you'll find out. Anyway, I've still got a lot to learn and I've got a lot to cover, but I feel like I'm going to start a new series. I'm not sure what to call it yet. Something like, I thought of like on the spectrum, or now I'm autistic, now what, or something. But there's so many things out there that are already like that on YouTube, where people have done things like that. And my partner came up with the idea of Blythe on the spectrum, because it's like life on the spectrum, but Blythe, which is to do with Blythe dolls, which is what this is. And I thought it could be about me and my Blythe dolls, and talking about autism and Blythe dolls. So like a little bit about the Blythe dolls, but more about me and what it's like to be autistic on the spectrum. So it's like life on the spectrum, but it's Blythe. So it's like a play on words, and I thought that was really catchy and really cool. So yeah, that's fantastic, and I love that idea, Matoko. So thank you to our partner. I think we're just going to wrap it up here. I don't think there's really much to say or do right now, other than if you think you're autistic, it's worth investigating and going down that road. It wasn't an easy journey, and I've certainly got a long way to go. I feel like I've lost who I am as a person, and I'm still rediscovering who I am. And I feel like because my whole life I've masked and kind of made characters of who I thought I should have been, and acted in certain ways of what I thought I should have been like, then I feel like it's hard to be your authentic self, because you don't know what your authentic self is and you're only learning. So yeah, it's kind of like stripping yourself down to bare bones and rebuilding yourself back up, and that's quite hard to do and it takes a long time, but we'll get there, baby steps. And yeah, so I say goodbye for now. Say goodbye to Emily. Hi. Alright, thank you for watching. Love you all. Bye for now.